Okay, so I've printed two versions now. So we've sized for the 50mm EDF, and the one on the right is sized for a 30mm EDF. The 50mm EDF version, that's just been printed with one skin, so one shell. So basically the skin is about 0.5 millimeters thick. Probably sand that down to 0.4 millimeters thick. It's fairly springy. It's strong in the sense that it's not cracking, but you can see it's actually quite wobbly. So some more structure will need to be added to this guy, and it is very, very rough, so I wouldn't take too much notice of it. It's just to get an idea of the size. Perhaps scale it down a little bit more, because I think you could probably get a 60mm EDF in there. So I think the important thing we're aiming for is to keep the scale inlets and the fan switch area for the ducted fan constant, so we don't have to put any cheat holes or anything in these. So it might be a case of actually leaving it a little bit bigger but build it really light, so that we've got plenty of air coming through to service EDF. For the 30mm version, anyone following the build on RC groups will know the original concept was to 3D print molds and then cast expanded foam urethane for the pieces, and although it worked very well, it's very, very time consuming. And then the 5-6 years since I looked at the project, 3D printing has come on a bunch. So what I've done here is, these are both printed a lot by PLA. So what I've done is I just took the files for the 30mm EDF and printed them as were. So these are basically a representation of the cast parts. The cast parts are significantly lighter than these guys, but I must say the jet looks absolutely awesome. It looks absolutely amazing. Some nice detail and very, very scale looking. I know I won't be using this. It's going to be just for like proof of concept and checking sizing and how we're going to put it all together, because obviously I won't be putting it together as I planned before with the cast split sides and the EDF and whatnot. But I printed all the hatches, for the servos. The cockpit comes off for the battery, and then we've got the little EDF hatch at the back here. So I printed all those just to get a weight, basically, just to see where we are, how far we're off on the weight. And it's actually it's pretty heavy. I've dropped a carbon tube through the flying horizontal stabilizer, so just to get through a file, that's all going to work, and it'll work great. It'll actually work really, really well. So I used a sort of U-pull hinges just to try those and see how they work. Works great. I think a little bit of practice, and perhaps if I master it off, I can get a lot tidier on the hinges. But they worked really good. I also hinged the rudder on the vertical stab. So now it's looking really, really good. It's underneath. You can see you have to excuse the mobile phone video. I'll have to dig out all the other video equipment. So the little pockets for the servos all came out really nice. The hatch for the EDF was great. A fair amount of tidying up on this. I haven't really tuned my printer for the lightweight PLA. So there's quite a lot of sanding and whatnot, but this has been sanded down with 80 grit, and I must say it sounds absolutely brilliant. I mean, when it comes with the printer, it looks really bad, it doesn't look great, but you spend a couple of hours sanding and shaping and whatnot, and you can get coming out really, really nice. I mean, I've done models with lightweight PLA and fiberglass them and stuff in the past, so I think this is going to be great. So with the small Hunter, the 30mm Hunter, so the weight we've got at the moment, this is basically printed with all these really supports. I mean, it is bomb proof. This is not going to go anywhere. This is so strong. So a lot of that needs to be taken out for the printed version, but as a starting point, we're at 119 grams just for the airframe, as you see it there. Wingspan is what we've got 15 inches, and the length is 20 3/4 inches. So that's where we are with that one. With the 50mm EDF version, this guy here, we've got a total weight. So this is just one shell basically. That's why it's all so very flimsy. You know, a bit of structure in there, and I think we'll be good. You know, a few ribs, a spar, some stiffening in the tail, and I think we're pretty good. Like with that, so it's looking really good. Really happy with them. So yeah, so the 50mm. We're at 134 grams for the single skin, so it's about 0.5mm wall on that. Some of this has been printed with 2 skins. Actually, the wings have been printed with 2 skins. But anyway, that's a starting point. So wingspan's 20 inches and the length is 28 inches. Okay, so that's pretty much me up to date. I've got another version of the 30mm on the printer now. So I'm just going to do the same as what I did with the 50-inch and just print the whole model in one skin and just feel where it needs support rather than guessing where it needs support. Once I've printed the skin, I can have a pull and a tug and bang it around and decide exactly where I need to put some support and strength. But on the whole, it's looking really good. Okay, thanks for watching.